The 65-yard run gave Ohio State a 7-0 lead and gave Elliott 1,000 yards on the season. The Buckeyes were out of the gates in style. But the Bucs eventually went up 14-0 before turnovers undid the good. In fact, Indiana took a 20-14 lead in the third quarter on a 90-yard run from Tevin Coleman. Shortly thereafter, though, order was restored. A Buckeye punt pinned Indiana inside the 5, and after a 3-and-out, Jalen Marshall flipped the Hoosiers on their heads. The 54-yard punt return put Ohio State up 21-20. Marshall was not close to done. In fact, he scored the game's next 3 touchdowns as well, all en route to one of the great performances for a Buckeye this season. The Buckeyes went on to win 42-27, and with the win, the Bucs clinched the Big Ten East title and a spot in the Big Ten title game.
Chesapeake Energy, leading a responsible energy future.
All right, Coach, take a look back for us, the Indiana game. And obviously, there were some good things, but there were some things I know that you're going to want to see corrected.
Yeah, 14 zip before you jump out. The stadium's real quiet. You kind of, nasty day to begin with, and it turned out to be beautiful. And just turned the ball over. You turned the ball over 3 times, I think 3 right in a row, and gave a team life that has a very talented running back. It'll be a top draft pick. And just can't turn the ball over. And we continue, certainly against our rival, we can't do that.
Give them credit. They fought hard. They came in here, and they're a football team. And
yeah, they've had some bad luck with injuries at the quarterback position. I know their coach. I know they haven't won a lot of games, but there's no more respected coach nationally than Kevin Wilson. And I'm telling you, that tailback, I'm not sure what his plans are, but he's gonna play in the NFL, running the ball.
Second half, you guys get rolling. Jalen Marshall, 4 touchdowns, including a punt return.
Yeah, big day for him, and someone made the comment, is that what we're looking for in the H-back? And that's exactly what we're looking for. He's carrying a load for both him and Dontre now, and he's only a freshman. And he had a bad game his last game out with their turnover issues, and that just shows you the confidence we have with him as a player.
You look at the second half with your ball club. What went right? What did you like that you saw in the second half?
I want to thank the stadium. They didn't give up on us. First half was not very good. The second half was much better. We created some turnovers on defense and gave some short fields, and we scored. But the stadium was electric, and it was a good field position. We downed the ball in that 1-yard line, inside the 1, and we started playing on the short field, and that's how you score a lot of points.
Division of the Big Ten today.
Welcome again to Ohio Stadium, where Ohio State will host Indiana. The 8th-ranked Buckeyes come in after their victory in Minnesota to make them 9-1 on the year, 6-0 in the Big Ten. No, he hands it Elliott straight ahead, wide open to the Indiana 40, to the 30, to the 20. Looks to throw. He's in trouble, and he's going to be knocked down at the 50-yard line. Slows, now goes to the 45, to the Indiana 40. Now Marshall motioning in the backfield, gets a touch pass, sweeps it around to the right side, lofts it toward the end zone. One-handed catch for a touchdown. Jalen Marshall to the 10 and to the house. Jalen Marshall, 50-plus yards, 4th touchdown of the day.
Time to bring on our panel and a look back at Indiana, joined by the Hall of Famers, Earl Bruce and John Cooper. My tailback, Beanie Wells, as well. It's funny, Jalen Marshall, Earl, who had the tough game against Minnesota, blows this game against Indiana wide open with the punt return, and then he scored the next 3 touchdowns for added measure.
Oh, what graciousness had happened next week, huh? One week it's this week, one year you're the GOAT, and the next week you're the holy hero.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great for that kid.
It really is. You had to be happy for him. And Coop also turned on a punt. Really, if you want to go before Jalen Marshall, the punt down him inside the 5 was key to flipping the game.
No question about it. I'm watching that punt. I'm sure it's going in the end zone. That thing hit inside the 5-yard line and stopped. Looked like an 8-iron. Yeah. But the punt return, in my opinion, that was a great play. Individual effort. Good blocking, but a great individual run by Marshall. That was the difference of the game.
Beanie, what is it? You've been in a spot where a fan base maybe hasn't been happy with you, and certainly maybe before social media was as big as a deal as it is now. Jalen dealt with a lot in social media after the Minnesota game. What does it mean for a player to have a bounce back like he did?
It's huge for him to kind of bounce back and, get everybody off their back. To be frank, last week it was a tough week for him versus Minnesota. Everybody was attacking him, not wanting him to play, wanting him to be off the team, for some costly fumbles. And to go back last week and play a game like he played led us to a victory and turned it around for us. It was huge for him, I'm sure, for his confidence that game and going forward.
Beanie, they'll be off his back for 1 week.
Yes. Let's talk about a couple of the concerns, and the big one is the trouble stopping the run, Coach Coop. Tevin Coleman went over 200 yards, 2 big long ones, a 90-yarder, and then a 60-yarder. Didn't look like he was touched on either one. Cobb kind of had some running effectiveness with Minnesota, and perhaps Melvin Gordon is looming out there in the Big Ten championship game.
Bad angles. We had a couple of defensive backs that took bad angles on the 90-yard run. It looked like he was going to knock him out of bounds, you know, but they took a bad angle. That guy's a lot faster than even I thought he was. Yes. He got outstanding speed.
Our team thought he was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it possible that with Michigan looming, Urban said afterwards that he didn't think that anything got to JT with the Heisman talk, but JT wasn't as accurate as what we're used to either. Anything or just a blip for Ohio State?
You know, I don't know if anything got to him. I know it certainly can as a player. You know, when you hear everybody praising you highly, sometimes that can get in your head. You can kind of feed your own ego. But, you know, do I think it happened last week? I don't. I think JT just, you know, had an off game, you know, and it happens at the quarterback position. Teams kind of gear up for you and gear up to stop you, and, you know, they did that last week.
All right, for more on the win over the Hoosiers, here's Don and Jim.
Jim, you look back at that Indiana game and turnovers once again. That is driving Coach Meyer nuts, and I think it has made the second game in a row that probably should have been a blowout closer than it should have been.
I agree with you 100%. Turnovers are, I mean, those, you can't live with those, and that's 8 turnovers I know the Buckeyes have had going back to the last couple games. That's something they definitely have to clean up. What they do again, they made up for it in the second half, mostly with Jalen Marshall. I thought he really came out and they used him to his strengths. You know, those little touch passes. That's really ingenious, because if it comes, you know, if he fumbles it or something, it's an incomplete pass. You know, so it kind of takes a risk off of a handoff with that little touch pass, and the quarterback gets credit for a touchdown, and obviously Jalen can do a nice job turning that corner and getting outside when so much is gummed up inside by the defense, which Indiana did a nice job of it, wisely. But yeah, the redemption was there for Jalen Marshall.
And you mentioned J.T. Barrett with 4 touchdown passes in that game, passes Troy Smith for most touchdown passes in a season. He now has 33 and still counting.
You know, and look at total touchdowns responsible. Not only does he pass a great player in Troy Smith here at Ohio State, a Heisman Trophy winner, but in the Big Ten, 42 touchdowns responsible for now. That's with Drew Brees. You know, that's a Big Ten record. So not only talking Ohio State records of legendary players, but now you're JT and Drew Brees are in the same sentence. I can hardly say it. It's so exciting.
He's All-American Jim Lachey. We'll have more coming up later.
As we get ready to look ahead to the game, we will take a few moments to look back at the season that was 2014. No quarterback in the country wants to be staring down the barrel of Joey Bosa, Bennett, and the rest of the Silver Bullets for that matter. Here's a look at some of this year's great sacks.
Reynolds under center is going to fake the handoff, drop straight back to throw. Reynolds in trouble, and Reynolds is going to be sacked back at his own 45. Straight back to the 15 to pass is Brewer. Brewer's hit it, taken down. Joshua Perry, linebacker, came blasting in. Snap Colin Reardon back at his 39, being chased from the backside. Darren Lee will throw him down at his own 40. Deal back to throw, and he's hit. Ball squirts loose as Bosa knocked it away from him. It's rolling into the end zone, and the Bearcats are going to bat it out. Looking grab, sacked at the 24-yard line. C.J. Brown and Michael Bennett falls on top of him. Gets the snap, drops back at his 21. He's in trouble, and he's sacked by Darren Lee. Now back is Cook off of it to throw. Cook in trouble, and Michael Bennett will throw him down. Leidner fakes a handoff, rolls to the left. He's in trouble, and Raekwon McMillan, along with Joey Bosa, will sack him at the 16-yard line. Looks to throw. He's in trouble, and he's going to be knocked down at the 50-yard line. Hagenberg gets the snap. Looks to throw. Pressure coming. Hagenberg knocked down as Joey Bosa drove a lineman into him, and Ohio State ends the game.
Can this Buckeye offense continue to click against a Michigan defense that has been suspect at best? We dig in on that next.
Game Time with Urban Meyer is brought to you by Lifeline of Ohio, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, and the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and Richard J. Solove Research Institute.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the land, There were tons of hot chocolates that were very bland. But you deserve something better that rises to the top, like refined dark chocolate taste at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Candy cane dark hot chocolate knocks it out of the park with chocolate whipped topping and candy cane bark. There's a dark chocolate mocha latte as well. You deserve either one, so sit down for a spell. So we say with even more sweets that are sure to delight, we have something for all to make your holidays bright. Happy holidays from Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop.
The responsible development of energy demands a dedication to continuous improvement, to earning confidence everywhere we live and work. We're taking best practices and finding new ways to make them better, reducing our environmental footprint, ensuring safety in our operations, leading a responsible energy future.
Think fixing your windshield is a big hassle? Not with Safelite. This family needed their windshield replaced, but their daughter's heart was set on going to the zoo. So we said, if you need Safelite to come to the zoo, we'll come to the zoo. Oh yeah, we can fix that. Only Safelite can fix your windshield anywhere in the U.S. with our exclusive mobile glass shops and our one-of-a-kind True Seal technology for a reliable bond.
Thanks so much.
Service that fits your schedule. That's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
This week's Buckeye Football Flashback is presented by Myers Auto, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It was quite possibly the most anticipated Big Ten matchup of all time. In 2006, for the first time ever, Ohio State and Michigan would face each other as the #1 and #2 ranked teams in the country, with Ohio State holding that top spot. Eventual Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith had the Buckeyes playing in front for most of the game. Michigan managed to pull within 3 with just over 2 minutes to play. The Buckeyes, however, recovered an onside kick attempt and were able to run out the clock and punch their tickets to the national championship game.
This week's Buckeye Football Flashback is presented by Myers Auto. Myers Auto, Buckeye fans since 1897.
Well, Coach, before we get into the game, you're the Big Ten East champs. You're going back to the Big Ten title game. Just what does that mean to this club? And, you know, you look at where this team started with all these young kids and now to be in this position.
Yeah, I told our players that embrace it, and there's no place. Imagine coaching at a place with low expectations. You know, we came in the locker room after that game, and we knew we could play better. You turn the ball, we got to get that fixed. We got to quit turning the darn ball over. But you win the division, you win some ridiculous amount of games in a row in the conference. You have all these great things. I think we have 1,000-yard rusher now. We have J.T. Barrett, I think, broke some records, and we can play better. And we're expected to play better. There's no better place now. I mean, not many schools in the country would have higher expectations than Ohio State.
You know, this game is billed as the greatest rivalry in college football. You've been all over the country. Is it?
Oh, no question. You know, I don't want to disrespect. I think Auburn, Alabama is probably up there, and you know, obviously in that part of the country, it's bigger. But the one thing about this one is this is a national rivalry. This is not just like I told at the beginning of the show. This is regionally. This is get out of the way. But this is also across the country. This is I don't even consider it just in football. This is one of the greatest rivalry in all the sport.
You know, you look at this game, and so many times over the years it was for so much, and this year not so much.
It's even more this year. Let's
it's
be
even
clear.
more.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, there's a lot riding for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the history of this game is, you know, that team up north ended some really special seasons for Ohio State. And make no mistake about it, now there's players, very good players up there, and they're going to come down and try to win that game. And we found out last year that it's a street fight, and there's some excellent football players up there, some great coaches, and the most prepared team's going to win this game.
Scout them on defense. What will they try to do to you guys?
Oh, it's the same as last year. I imagine with the same coordinator and excellent players, and I think they're top 10 in the country in defense.
You know, you look at your young players, you know, and I know a guy that you came up under, Earl Bruce, always talked about how your big-time players always perform in the big game, the big stage. This is as big as it gets. Though.
Yeah, I remember hearing that when I first got there, and you know, because I was so young, I was 21 years old. I was here in 1986, and sure enough, Chris Carter and Spielman, that's when they played their best games, and history shows that this is when you know, you got to be careful how you say it, but this is when players become legends in games like this, and we're anxious to get this thing going.
Going into this game, Jalen Marshall certainly on a roll. What's he doing well right now, and has it surprised you at all?
He's practicing well. You know, he's a guy that having a very good day is not a product of luck or, you know, good fortune. It's a product of hard work, and it shows you the confidence we have in him to keep going to him.
You know, you talk to the guys that have played in this thing, and they said it's just an all-out war, you know, from Arch Griffin to anyone, and that they're so sore after this game. Does that change? You got another game coming after this, you know, you know, and it's such a war, but then you also have to worry about that Big Ten title game.
This is one of the, when I was at Florida, we had the same thing. We played Florida State at the end, and then you have to go play in a championship game, and the team you're playing doesn't have to do that. You know, and so, yeah, but make sure we're very clear here that the focus is on this game, and then the focus, we'll worry about that next one. But to go back to your question, you have to be very smart and efficient about how you go about your business, because right now you're starting to talk about guys having 900 reps of contact in games right now. So we got to be very smart as we continue on our journey.
Pistol formation, snap to Barrett, guns it for Hireman, right side into the end zone for a touchdown. Snap, J.T. Barrett fakes a handoff, late pitch Samuel, left side to the 40, 45. Barrett keeps it himself, going straight up the middle to the 25, to the 20. Barrett gets the snap, looks to throw, lofts it toward the end zone. One-handed catch for a touchdown, Jalen Marshall.
All right, back with our panel talking about the Buckeye offense going against that Michigan defense, which is suspect at best, Coach Coop. And it's J.T. Barrett where it'll all start. And I know the Buckeyes are hoping for a quick start, and he's going to be the key to that.
Oh, there's no question about it. I think they're sound on defense. I think they're pretty well coached. They don't have the speed. They don't have the big dominant defensive linemen that they've had up there in past years. But I do think they are well coached. I think they'll play hard. We're going to have to earn every yard we get.
Beanie, how big will two things, I guess they're considered passes, but those jet sweeps that Jalen Marshall gets, keeping the field wide, and then Ezekiel Elliott being able to run it between the tackles, the run game, I know they consider it a pass, but it feels like a run game with Marshall.
It definitely feels like a run. It's going to be huge for us, you know, to kind of mix it up. You don't want that defense to kind of, you know, zero in and just say, hey, we're going to shut the run game, the inside run game down with Ezekiel Elliott. You want to mix Jalen Marshall in there like we did last week, like we've seen all season long. Maybe we see some of the Wildcat, and we see him maybe throw a couple passes as well, but you definitely want to mix it up and don't let this defense get content with what you're doing on offense.
Early, a year ago in this game, the Buckeye offensive line was pretty dominant. Carlos Hyde went over 200 yards in the game. Braxton Miller, I think, at 150. The offensive line set the tone. Can this offensive line set the tone Saturday?
Well, I think so. The thing that really they've got to do is kind of move the ball a little bit up the middle. You know what I mean? I hate to stress that, but that's been our attack, and we've got to move the ball vertical. That's where the big plays happen. This is the rival game. There's no excuse for a little extra effort. You talk about a quarterback. A quarterback's juice ought to be flowing for this football game. They don't flow for Indiana or Minnesota or some teams, but for this team, the rival game is it. It means everything. It is the game. It is the game where you walk the sidewalks of High and Broad or the back alleys of Ohio. And that's for sure. That's been happening since I came here in 1949. That is it's a different game. You got to play it differently. You got to play it all out.
Yeah, different Michigan team, too. Coach Coop coming in here. Frank Clark's out there, big defensive end. He's got some off-field issues, pretty serious off-field issues. You mentioned tactically with Greg Madison, they know what they're doing, but they might not have the guys. Jake Ryan, the linebacker's a nice player, though.
Yeah, but Coach is right. If we can establish the inside running game, they got to anchor down to stop us. Then the jet sweeps and the play-action passes and things like that are a lot more effective.
You can take advantage of that a little bit. For more on what the Buckeyes will do with that Michigan defense, here's Dom and Jim.
Well, Jim, I would think mission number one for the Ohio State offense this week is don't turn the ball over, because against this football team from that team up north, they will capitalize on it and they'll make you pay.
Well, they did last year, and that's something that Ohio State definitely can't do, is turn the ball over. Last week, they turned the ball over 3 times and still had over 500 yards of total offense, which is amazing when he had stops. So nothing's really stopping them except themselves. But when you're playing a team like Michigan, as you said, Dom, you can't give those guys a short field. You know, Devin Gardner, everybody's talking about him last year, Heck, he almost threw for 500 yards against us and scored 41 points. So Ohio State can't turn it over, and Michigan's done a nice job. They got 29 sacks this year on the defensive side of the ball. They get after the quarterback pretty well when you think about it. And then I like their middle linebacker. I thought he's done a great job playing throughout his career. He's really been a go-to guy and a guy that really steps up week in and week out. Their defensive line, they got some pretty tough players up there. Brendan Meyer has 5.5 sacks. We're going to get their best effort. They're a 5-6 team right now. They're playing for a bowl game. Brady Hoke's a former defensive line coach. I think he's going to get after that defense to really step up and try to shut down. It's going to be a challenge for our offense. But if we take care of the football like we talked about earlier, I think this team will be all right.
He's Hall of Famer Jim Lachey. We'll have more coming up later.
Few players have improved more than linebacker Joshua Perry. The Olentangy native leads the Buckeyes in tackles. He's having a banner year, but that all goes away with a loss in this one. No one knows that more than a Central Ohio native. Here's Josh one-on-one with Don.
Joshua, it is time for the game. I say that, the game. What jumps to your mind?
Just the rivalry, all the tradition, all the stuff that goes behind it. You know, being a local guy and watching it as a young player, you know, coming up through high school and middle school and all that, it just brings up a lot of emotions. I know it's a big game.
And the Ohio State football team is now hit the West Tunnel.
Obviously, lots on the line for us. You know, so it'll be two great schools with great tradition going at it.
How long does it take some of the guys from Texas or from Florida or whatever to understand what this thing is about? And do you tutor them a little bit?
You tutor them a little bit, but it doesn't take them very long. I mean, it's a different feeling on campus.
You look at Gardner, and, you know, this would make his career, and he's a guy that has had some success against you guys. Scout him for us.
You know, he's a big athlete, and he does what he does pretty well. So, you know, you got to bottle him up.
Gardner tosses left side, and he badly misses his target.
You got to make sure you got a good handle on him. I know his guys are going to block hard for him. I know that he's going to want to go out with a bang, so we got to make sure that we find a way to contain him.
You know, hearing some of the old Buckeyes talk, guys like even Arch Griffin said, thank goodness we didn't have a game after because we couldn't have played. We are always so sore coming out of this game. You don't have a choice.
Right. You know, this is one of the things that you deal with. We're going to give it our all this week, and then we're going to regroup after that. But we got to make sure we keep our focus on this game. Joshua Perry, number 37. We're going to need everybody out there. This is the biggest game of the year, and we all know that. Give us all you got. Go Bucks.
Still to come, we chat with safety Von Bell, and of course, much more with Urban. You are watching his show. Stick around.
I'm Kayla Anderson. I'm loading up on my carbs before game day. The guy that knows all about nutrition, though, sports nutritionist Sean McMickle, he takes these guys to the next level. Is this going to do it for me?
Doing a great job of topping off your muscle glycogen stores for energy during the game.
We'll have the full story next on Game Time.
Back to throw, looking, fires, left corner of the end zone for Thomas, who makes the grab. A touchdown signal. Barrett in a shotgun, gets the snap. Back to throw from his 24, lofts that one long down the left side for Dontre Wilson. And Wilson in a fight for the ball has got it at the 30. Drops the throw. Looks, cocks his arm, fires, long left corner of the end zone. Devin Smith, got it. And Barrett back to throw after a play fake. Tosses long on the right side for Jeff Hireman, and he makes a grab. J.T. Barrett takes a handoff, guns it up the left side of the field. Caught Michael Thomas, 35, 30, 40. On the run, 10, 5, touchdown, Michael Thomas. J.T. Barrett to pull the trigger. Long on the left side for Devin Smith in the end zone. Got it for 6. Caught by Dontre Wilson for a touchdown. Give to Smith, straight. Oh, and Barrett with the ball, throwing it, a one-handed catch for a touchdown by Evan Spencer in the middle of the end zone. Guns it long, going Devin Smith toward the end zone. Got it! He caught that one streaking down the right side. Barrett gets the snap, looks to throw, lofts it toward the end zone. One-handed catch for a touchdown, Jalen Marshall.
The Columbus Dispatch, 10 TV and 97.1 The Fan are proud sponsors of Buckeyes Care.
Fans use signs to identify themselves. The chalk, the fork, the O, hook'em horns. But there's one sign everyone wants to be identified with. Number 1, fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours just buy another Hyundai. Number 1 in customer loyalty 5 years in a row. Show your loyalty using the hashtag #ThisIsLoyalty.
At Elk & Elk, we know preparation is the key to success.
That's right, Dave. Whether you're in the courtroom or enjoying a Buckeyes game, it's important to have a solid game plan.
Please, don't drink and drive.
Program the numbers of local taxi companies into your cell phone before you go.
If you plan on drinking, leave your car at home.
Designate a sober driver prior to kickoff.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Call 1-800-ELK, OHIO.
Go Bucks!
Got him in group as a go.
Yeah! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going.
Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS. Good going. We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
Coach, let's go back in time to last year's rivalry game, and obviously it was a war up there. What do you remember about it? And it came down to that two-point
I remember
conversion.
Tyvus Powell stepping in front of it. I remember an offensive line that controlled the line of scrimmage. Carlos Hyde ran really hard. We did not play well on defense. Their quarterback was outstanding that day. Gardner did a great job, and all I remember is the bus ride home, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a time warp. It was a cold day. And a great crowd, and we found a way to win it.
Is the feeling of beating those guys what you thought it would be?
It's better, if you can imagine. You know, I grew up in the Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler era. I watched every one of those games, and like I said, there is respect there. I didn't say there's a lot of like, but there's respect. And I can promise you that we respect every one of those athletes. I didn't say we like them, but we respect them. We better be ready to go.
You look at their offense. They've got some talented guys on there. They're hit or miss so far this season. How big of a challenge for your defense? What will they try to do?
Well, we gave up some rush yards this week, so we got to get some things fixed, and you have to control the line of scrimmage in this game coming up.
You look at the guys up front, Bosa and Bennett and those guys, Washington. They really seem to be coming into their own. Obviously, you want to see them. It's going to be a war in the trench with these guys, isn't it?
The history shows that their offense line is going to play their best game, but our defense line's got to control line of scrimmage.
What is this week like for you and for your guys?
Well, I mean, it's tough. You're appreciative you get to coach in it, but I told our team today that, you know, be very appreciative of when I see Fickle and I see Uhlenhake and I see Schlegel and I see Archie Griffin, and you know, I grew up watching those guys play, and so this game means a lot, not just to be able to coach in it, but a lot of responsibility. You got to win this game. You appreciate the history too, the guys that came before you, right? Oh, I could tell you all about it. I mean, that's as long as I was breathing, I was a Buckeye, and I watched every one of these games and know all about the history of this game. Do you get? I mean, just your emotion. I mean, no, I don't. I'm more about preparing for this game. You know, there'll be plenty of emotion, but it's maybe just energizes you to make sure your team's more prepared. You know, I can hear Bo Schembechler and Woody to this day saying, you know, throw the records out. It doesn't mean anything. And for those of us that have never played in this thing, why does it not matter? Why does not always the best team win? Because football is still always going to be a game of effort, even if a team lacks some execution or even if it lacks a talent in certain areas. And it's all about effort. And if their coaching staff can get their players to play harder than our coaching staff can get our players to play, they're going to win this game. And that's our job not to let that happen. For kids like JT or kids that, you know, didn't grow up in Ohio, they are here now. They're part of it. Yeah, how long does it take them to realize what this is about? It takes a minute. You know, I think it takes a minute, but there's no choice. You walk in our facility, and it's all about the game. You know, there's conversation about the game. I remember we won a game where it was we don't give a damn about the whole state of, you know, it's just everywhere. You know, when you breathe Ohio State, you breathe this rivalry.
Snap to Diamont, looks to screen, now looks to throw up the middle, fires long on the right side, intercepted. Tyvus Powell picked it off, brings it left side to the 20.
All right, let's take a look at that Buckeye defense against this Michigan offense. And Beanie, I'll start with you on this one. Last year, Devin Gardner threw for 451 yards and 4 scores. I don't think he's done that all season since. He is not the player he was on that day, but he did have confidence in that game. How do you make sure that's not duplicated?
One, you just rush the passer. I mean, you get guys after him every single play. I don't think Devin Gardner's threw a touchdown pass on the road all season long. And you kind of use that to your advantage. You want to, run some corner blitz, some cat blitz around the edge, and, just keep pressure on him all game long.
The defense, the issue that Ohio State's defense has had, Coach Bruce, the last couple of weeks with stopping the run. The kid from Minnesota had a good one, and the kid from Indiana did. Michigan does not have a real great ability to run the foot. They don't really do anything very good offensively, but not a great job running the football the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think that's probably our strength right now. Our defensive line is really playing well and controlling the line of scrimmage. But the defense should get turnovers, buddy. I mean, they've got to force turnovers and make it happen so that ball's on the ground, we're on the ball. And that'll change the game. The most important thing in football, in the Michigan game from years back, is turnovers. You don't want to lose that margin. And the way to do it is on the defensive side, making things happen by hitting them so they don't have the ball adjusted and they're fumbling the ball. You create fumbles. You don't just wait for them to happen.
Well, and furthermore, their quarterback, Coop, Devin Gardner, has a propensity to throw the ball in the air, and you can get it and go. He's done that a lot this year. They're
going to try to establish a running game, although they don't have a great running back like we faced it, last week or we'll face next week. But they mark it down. They will try to establish that inside running game. If they're smart, they will, because they need to keep the ball away from our offense, and that's the best way to do that. I don't think they can do that.
Yeah.
But Gardner's got to play. He's got to have the game of his life if they have a chance against us.
For more on that Michigan offense, here's Dom and Jim.
Well, Jim, you look at this Michigan offense, and they've had some issues this year, especially at the quarterback position. Devin Gardner is there now, and we all know what he was able to do against Ohio State a year ago, and heck, they were just a 2-point conversion from winning last year.
Yeah, the Michigan problem this year, it hadn't been all the quarterback, but some of it has to start there. When you look at him, Devin Gardner, 14 interceptions on the year, just 8 touchdowns. Now, 8 touchdowns, after 11 ball games, that's the fewest they've had since back in the 70s. And tell me, Bo didn't want to he didn't want to pass the ball back in the 70s. They didn't need to pass the ball because they were winning, but right now, their passing game's not there, and obviously that is a lot on the quarterback. He's been hit, he's been banged around throughout the course of the year, but I tell you, when he does make plays, he likes to go to Funchess. Funchess is a big-time receiver. He gave us some problems last year. He's the leading receiver for him this year, has 4 touchdown catches. And then Davion Smith, their running back number 4, is also a guy that's really stepped up this year and made some plays. And he's got 500 yards. He's been decent, but he's their running threat that you got to stop.
He's Hall of Famer Jim Lachey. We'll have more coming up later.
Von Bell was a 5-star safety out of Georgia. In his 2nd season on campus, he's living up to that billing and seems primed for the Michigan game. Mr. Bell, the subject of this week's player profile.
Von Bell with an interception. Bell brings it down the middle of the field.
Von Bell.
Von Bell was in there to bust that play up.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Safety Von Bell will tackle him.
Free safety.
Up, and it is picked off by Von Bell.
What was it about Ohio State that you said this is the place for me?
Coach Meyer, the culture, the chemistry with the players, feeling the environment, the family feeling, just the right feeling for me.
Being a young guy on this football team, and there's so many young guys, what's that like?
You go through all the learning growth pains. You really learn every time you step on that field Saturday and throughout the week through practice and what you need to learn from the older guys, especially all the knowledge you learn. So it's a lot of growth through this team.
Leitner fires upfield for Williams, incomplete to the 15, Von Bell, safety.
Being in the secondary, you are on an island. You mess up, everybody sees you.
Von Bell, safety, ran right into Max Williams while the ball was in the air.
You do well, everyone sees you. What's it like playing in the secondary?
It brings an incredible amount of responsibility. You got to know everything. You got to know your keys. You got to know what the other safety's doing with you. You got to communicate. So it's a lot of responsibility to that.
What's better, an interception or getting that big hit?
I think an interception, taking it back to the crib.
What do you do for fun? What do you do to relax?
Oh, I go fishing. I hang out with some of my friends, or I go shopping or whatever, or just taking my mom with the game, so I go fishing. But we'll keep on bringing wins for you, Buckeye Nation.
So much on the line for these Buckeyes. Urban Meyer has his team ready. The final thoughts from the coach and our panel still ahead. You're watching Game Time with Urban Meyer. Stick around.
And Reynolds fakes, he gets drilled and dropped, and Darren Lee blasted in and just planted him like a cheap flower. throws middle of the field, caught at the 41, and what a big stick put on by Cam Burrows. Ball comes down incomplete, and as Deshaun Hamilton was extended, corner Eli Apple blasted into his breadbasket. Noble looking, fires up the right side, and it's caught at the 50, and the receiver is dumped right away. Leonte Carew by middle linebacker Raekwon McMillan. Kent State from the 47, Strock to throw, pressure coming, and he gets hit hard. And he got popped as safety Von Bell was in there to bust that play up. It's caught by Langford, then the ball knocked out of his hands, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. D'Angelo Bentley running it at the 20-yard line, and he is dropped right at the 22 by Cardale Jones.
There's something about Skyline that makes people feel good. Let's go see what it is.
I feel like it really kicks off the weekend. I have to have it at that point. I know it's Skyline time.
We're hanging at Skyline, and people will post on it, oh, how long are you going to be there? We want to come up.
We'll come before and after res games a lot of times to get some good conies.
Something we look forward to every week, to get together, see each other, and have great food and great service.
If I could only eat one thing without hesitation, my answer is always Skyline.
Feeling good. Must be Skyline time.
As you might expect, at Ray St. Clair Roofing, we're experts at roofing. So whether slate or shingles, flat or steep, no roof is, well, over our heads. We also do expert home enhancements, and you'll find Ray St. Clair is big and versatile enough to do them all, yet right-sized and hometown enough to make your project our priority. So call us. We're the huge improvement in home improvement. Ray St. Clair Roofing. Top to bottom, wall to wall. Neighbor to neighbor.
This is Hard Rock Rocksino, and this is you. This is you and your crew making your usual grand entrance. This is you enjoying a glass of wine with a new friend. This is you winning again. And this is you checking out one of the nation's top performers at Hard Rock Rocksino's Club Velvet. Like comedian Paul Lyons featuring Herbie Gill as seen on Showtime, Comedy Central, PBS, and ABC November 28th through the 30th. This is Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park, just 20 minutes from downtown Cleveland and Akron.
It's Black Friday sign and drive deals all month long at Ron Marhofer Hyundai.
With the largest selection of new Hyundais in Ohio, we'll have the one you're looking for.
This 2014 Hyundai Elantra SE is just $139 a month. Just sign and drive it away.
Or this 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport is only $179 a month. Just sign and drive.
Black Friday sign and drive deals at Ohio's largest Hyundai dealer.
Only at Ron Marhofer Hyundai.
Coffee with the Coach is presented by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Each week on Game Time, Coach Meyer will answer an email question that was submitted by one of our viewers. So pull up a chair, grab your mug, and enjoy Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach.
All right, Coach, right now it's time for our Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach question of the week. And this week's question comes from Jeff in Columbus. Jeff wants to know, sophomore Joey Bosa recently named a finalist for the 2014 Lombardi Award given to college football's best defensive lineman or linebacker. What makes him so special and dynamic on the field?
Well, he's got great football IQ. He grew up in a family that, as long as he can remember, his father played for Boston College, NFL. His uncle was a first-round draft pick out of Ohio State. You can tell he's been around football. He understands it, but he's also a freak. He's very powerful and quick-twitch lineman that he can bull rush you, but he can get skinny on you in a second. And skinny means just to be able to turn and torque to hit those seams.
Let me ask you about your special teams. You wanted to hit a home run. You got one against Indiana. Jalen Marshall bringing it back to the house. Hopefully the beginning of good things to come here down the stretch.
Yeah, we kicked one out of bounds. We missed a field goal. Those are the negatives. The positives are that we also hit one guy inside the 20 on a kickoff coverage. For these next few games now, you can't have a miss. And so there's plenty to work on. But our punt return, our kickoff return saved the day against Minnesota, and our punt return kind of opened up the game this week.
You look back at that Indiana game and J.T. Barrett setting the record for touchdown passes in a season, breaking the record set by Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith. Just talk a bit about your redshirt freshman quarterback.
Yeah, he just continues to play well, and The good thing is he didn't play great early in that game, and he didn't get down. He just disappointed and takes a lot of the blunt of that's on me, and which is a leader has to do that. So he's going to play well in his next few.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach. If you have a question for Coach Meyer, go to OhioStateBuckeyes.com and click on the Tim Hortons logo. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, official coffee sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
If you want to stay in shape, it comes down to diet and exercise. We introduced you to strength coach Mickey Marotti a couple weeks back. He takes care of the exercise part. This week, Kayla had a chance to spend lunch with the Buckeye man in charge of making sure that everything that goes in is nutritionally sound.
Sean McMickle, now team nutritionist, joining me. And Sean, thanks for having us here today. And it is lunchtime.
Yes.
I just want to talk to you really about the history of nutrition and team nutritionists, and really when did it all start?
We didn't have a full-time nutritionist devoted to football until Coach Meyer came in, and we've been very fortunate to have a very successful season so far.
Talk about your duties as a nutritionist for this football team.
The most important job of a sports nutritionist is first and foremost education, telling athletes how to fuel their bodies appropriately so that they can make educated decisions from day to day.
Now, with certain positions, you have bigger guys, you have linemen, then you have, your specialty positions, and to quarterback especially. I mean, what are these different meals that these guys are eating? Are they eating the same but just less calorie intake at each position?
Some linemen, I'll go higher in protein, lower in carb. For weight maintenance, also they're taking a lot of hits, trying rebuilding muscle. And then for some of your skill sports, they're really high in carbohydrate because that is their go-to explosive energy source. And when they're running so many routes through practice, they are burning up their stores, and they really need to get that replenished as soon as possible.
Have you seen a difference at all with some of these athletes?
So I think that the fact that we're able to provide healthy, nutritious meals, and they're convenient for them before or after practice, scheduled around where they're going to be, definitely helps them maintain their performance level.
All right, Sean, well, keeping these guys healthy and in shape for the season. Thank you so much, Sean McMickle, for joining us on Game Time.
It is the game week. We will get the final thoughts from our panel next. You're watching the official coaches show of Ohio State football. Stick around.
Community Outreach is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
Came down to Mid-Ohio Food Bank today to pack some boxes. Do your job. Excuses are nails used to build a house of failure. Oh, here we go. We're going. Hey, Joel, keep the boxes coming, bro. Joel, you're the best box maker I've ever seen, dude. Yeah, you got to keep them entertained, especially a lot of these young guys. First time, their head's spinning over here right now doing all this work. So try to keep the spirits up and keep them in line. So we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan, the whole state. Right, start singing, guys. Good giving back to the community, and we're having a good time. We're going to have to be faster than that here, boys.
Community Outreach is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
At Kroger, feeding people is our business, but we don't do it alone. Working with Mid-Ohio Food Bank, Kroger associates, and customers like you, we're helping feed our community. Rounding up at checkout turns a small contribution into a lot, and Kroger coin boxes let you donate even more.
Donations benefit Mid-Ohio Food Bank.
So join our team and help us exceed last year's donations.
Simply round up at any Kroger register
or contribute to a coin box.
You can make a difference. Together, we win.
Buckeye fans, AEP Energy has you covered when it comes to protecting your home's energy costs. They call it the Home Energy Game Plan. Get peace of mind with a fixed rate on your electricity and natural gas supply as the weather turns colder. So don't wait. Plan ahead and start your Home Energy Game Plan today by visiting aepenergy.com/OSU. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
We are Buckeyes for life.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
We are Buckeyes for life.
I'm a Buckeye for life.
I am proud to be a Buckeye for life as a registered organ, eye, and tissue donor. Every Ohioan who signs up gives hope to the thousands of men, women, and children desperately awaiting life-saving transplants. Be a Buckeye for life. Visit lifelineohio.org today.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the land,
There were tons of hot chocolates that were very bland. But you deserve something better that rises to the top, like refined dark chocolate taste at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Candy cane dark hot chocolate knocks it out of the park with chocolate whipped topping and candy cane bark. There's a dark chocolate mocha latte as well. You deserve either one, so sit down for a spell. So we say with even more sweets that are sure to delight, we have something for all to make your holidays bright. Happy holidays from Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
2014 marks the 125th anniversary of Buckeye football, and you can relive all the great moments, teams, and players from Ohio State's seasons past with a special new commemorative poster series available exclusively at Giant Eagle stores throughout the state. You can pick up your poster with the purchase of a qualified Nabisco product. A new poster will be released each home game, so be sure to stop by Giant Eagle to collect all 7. All right, back with our panel. Before we get to the game, let's talk a little bit about the college football national landscape. And Coach Bruce, let's start with you. The Buckeyes 6th in the college football playoff poll. Is that a good spot to be?
Yes, most certainly. You can go there for the 4th or 3rd or 2 even, yeah. I guess, if you really hit it off with the 2 opponents you're going to play. But they have to be dominant. We have to really go after them. We have to declare that we want to win and we want to be in that game. And I think there's a possibility that if we do everything right and we win those 2 games, we can skip a few people with what's going to happen on their side of the ball.
Coach Coop, you like where the Buckeyes are right now?
We got to win out. There's no question about it. But if we win out, we will play. We'll be in the Final Four, in my opinion. But we got to win.
You've been steadfast with that. You really believe that they will, all along, you've said that they would get in no matter where they are. And it's certainly facing that way. You're talking about Minnesota, Wisconsin, Beanie. Both those teams could be ranked, no matter who you get, are going to be ranked in the top 15 when you play them in 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, you know, to our credit to go out and beat Wisconsin soundly if that is the team we're facing in the Big Ten Championship. We're going to have to stop their running back. We struggle with good running backs all year long. But like Coach said, we're going to have to win out and pray for some help from the other schools and to hopefully get in that bid.
Hey, Beanie, let's stay with you as we talk about the game and Michigan coming in here for the high noon kick. This Michigan team it might not be the worst we've seen in the last 20 years, but it's in the conversation, certainly. How do you make sure that you treat them as who they are on the field and not the myth?
You just go out and just understand that this is an Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. It's been going on for so long, and you just want to carry that, you know, throughout the whole game. Not understanding, I mean, not even taking into account, you know, how they played this season or who they played or how they fared or whatever. Understanding this is the game. You go out and beat Michigan, and this is a game that can make your season regardless of whatever's going on.
Coach Coop, what's your key for the Buckeyes?
Coach already talked about turnovers. Yeah, turnover. We cannot turn the ball over, and we got to get turnovers from them. If we turn the ball over 3 or 4 times like we did last week, it'll be a contest. If we don't, we'll dominate the game.
Coach Bruce.
Oh, another dominant factor. We didn't mention special teams, boy. If we can dominate that field with the people that we have, not miss a field goal, not miss an extra point, and coverage like it's been, punting like it's been, we'll be in top drawer. And if we get a punt return, that'll be extra effort, boy. If he might be opening the road to success.
That might be the key to it. You're still as fired up for this game as you ever were.
Well, this is the game.
Yeah.
There's no other. There's no other.
I'm not going to argue with you. It's been a pleasure all year, gentlemen. Thank you so much, as always. Still to come, the final thoughts from the coach, but first we go too deep with Kayla. Plus, Don and Jim will have their final thoughts. You're watching Game Time with Urban Meyer, the official coaches show of Ohio State football. Stick around.
NFL Update is presented by Hyundai, proud supporter of college football and loyal fans everywhere.
There's something about Skyline that makes people feel good. Let's go see what it is.
We've been coming for the past 10 years. Every Sunday we meet here.
I remember in high school, after all of our football games, we would go to Skyline.
How often would you come here if you could?
Every day.
Everybody gives you a smile, and you feel like you're at home.
It's just so uplifting when everybody knows you.
They know us and we know them. That's why we keep coming back. We always leave here feeling good.
Feeling good. Must be Skyline time.
There's so many different elements to hockey. Physicality, the speed, the quickness. It's the fastest game on earth. And you don't necessarily have to have the most talent or the biggest stars in your team. Hockey's a different sport in that way. But you can challenge anybody on any given night if you're really playing as a team.
Get tickets now at BlueJackets.com.
With your hockey team on Blue Jackets Slapshot every Monday at 6.
It's the show every Blue Jackets fan has to see. Blue Jackets Slapshot every Monday at 6
on your home for Blue Jackets hockey, Fox Sports Ohio.
Safe Auto provides the right car insurance for the right price, so you and your car can realize your potential together. Safe Auto. Call, click, and enjoy the road ahead.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bella Flores.
What up? This is Vinny Guadagnino.
I'm Nick Cannon.
Hi, I'm Aziz Ansari. That was your line.
You can help by joining DoSomething.org.
DoSomething.org.
That's why I'm teaming up with DoSomething.org.
Welcome back to Game Time with Urban Meyer, and you know, your final thoughts on the game, and you know, I would think the top one is secure the football.
It's got to be. Buckeyes have to take care of the football, and again, they've been pretty good all year. They haven't been these last couple games. They have to finish the year securing the football better. That's obviously key, and then going out there and dominating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Joey Bosa needs to step up, have a big game. Our offensive line needs to protect JT Barrett and open the holes up, and then finally, I think the 12th man. The 12th man has to come through. This is the last home game. Forget about the other 11 games. This is a one-game season. You know, this is Ohio State, Michigan, and I think the players understand that. You know, it doesn't matter what your record is because you know that there's something about that finality of that last game of that regular season that everybody lays it on the line, and all of a sudden that chip on your shoulder that was little becomes real big in this game, and I think that's the way it's got to be in a rivalry-type game. Throw that stuff out.
He's one of the greatest ever, Jim Lachey.
This week's Too Deep Report is presented by Elk & Elk, serious fans for Ohio State athletics. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Go Bucks.
The Wolverines may be the heavy underdog, but this Michigan defensive line would like nothing more than to feast on JT Barrett. But the Buckeyes offensive line is going to do everything it can to protect the quarterback. The Buckeyes O-line is young, but has seen the most growth this season. Junior tackle Taylor Decker has been a big presence on the line as Ohio State leads the Big Ten in scoring and is 7th in the country with 44.3 points per game. Senior Darryl Baldwin also adds experience on the other side. The youth comes at the guard position with freshman Billy Price and sophomore Pat Elflein. Center Jacoby Boren is just a sophomore but has gone from green to right, and that improvement has helped open up holes for the run game. The Buckeyes averaged 259.6 yards per game, which is 14th best in the country. And like we always say, anything can change come game day. For your Elk & Elk 2 Deep Report, I'm Kayla Anderson.
Well, Dom and Jim are ready. You're ready. Is Urban ready? I have a feeling I know the answer. You will too after this quick time.
Barrett keeps it. No, he hands it Elliott straight ahead, wide open to the Indiana 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone. Ohio State receiver right side of the formation in motion, but the give will go to Samuel around the right side. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Barrett gets the snap, and he takes off running straight ahead to the 30, to the 35, left side to his own 40. Barrett to the 50-yard line, to the Michigan State 40. Barrett to the Spartan 30-yard line. Jones is going to take off running wide open up the middle. 20, 15, hurdles the defender to the 10. Snap to Jalen Marshall, and a direct snap. Runs it right side, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Marshall. And to Elliott, who goes worming his way to the 50. Left side, he'll turn it to the Michigan State 45, to the 40, 35, 30. Cuts it back to the 20, middle of the field. 15 for Elliott to the 10. JT Barrett gets the snap out of the shotgun, fakes a pitch, runs it left side, plenty of room. 20, 25, Barrett 30, 35, 40. Barrett hits the 50-yard line to the Minnesota 40, middle of the field to the 30. Now angles it right side to the 10. Barrett to the 5 and into the end zone. JT Barrett.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the land, there were tons of hot chocolates that were very bland. But you deserve something better that rises to the top, like refined dark chocolate taste at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Candy cane dark hot chocolate knocks it out of the park with chocolate whipped topping and candy cane bark. There's a dark chocolate mocha latte as well. You deserve either one, so sit down for a spell. So we say, with even more sweets that are sure to delight, we have something for all to make your holidays bright. Happy holidays from Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop.
Hi, I'm Dale Heidlock, president of the American Electric Power Foundation. Did you know that more than 1 in 3 families in Franklin County are not financially stable, and that suburban food pantries are busier than ever? American Electric Power is partnering with the United Way of Central Ohio, IBEW Local 1466, and our employees to battle poverty. We're strengthening individuals, families, and neighborhoods and building pathways out of poverty. Join us. Improve lives. Live united.
Think fixing your windshield is a big hassle? Not with SafeLight. This family needed their windshield replaced, but their daughter's heart was set on going to the zoo. So we said, if you need SafeLight to come to the zoo, we'll come to the zoo. Oh yeah, we can fix that. Only SafeLight can fix your windshield anywhere in the U.S. with our exclusive mobile glass shops and our one-of-a-kind True Seal technology for a reliable bond.
Thanks so much.
Service that fits your schedule. That's another SafeLight advantage.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin. I have so many fantastic memories of playing for the Buckeyes in one of the greatest football stadiums in the country, Ohio Stadium. Now I'm inviting you to the shoot to watch the best high school teams in Ohio live their dreams during the OHSAA Football State Championships. It's the pinnacle of the high school football season, and 7 state championship games are waiting for you. Don't miss your chance to be a part of history.
To order tickets, call 1-800-745-3000 or go to Ticketmaster.com.
If you are heading to the game today, don't forget to pick up the official Game Day magazine. Today's program gets you set for that team up north and is on sale at various locations in and around Ohio Stadium for just $10. Urban Meyer is 23-3 in rivalry games in his career. He's 2-0 against Michigan. It is certain he is ready to make it 3-0 this afternoon. Here's Urban with Don.
All right, Coach, your final thoughts. It's the game, the rivalry, the keys.
Well, the keys, first of all, understanding the history, understanding your responsibility, and without question, the most prepared team is going to win this game. There will be nothing given in this game. And take care of the ball. We've had last 2 weeks turnovers. You do that in this game, you're going to lose. I think history shows that you start turning the darn thing over in this game. So whether it's fundamental or whatever, we got to get the bottom of that. And we have to tackle better. You know, we're the #1 tackling team in the country. Fewest missed tackles, and I'm not sure we're there anymore. So this week we got to take care of the ball and we got to tackle.
What's the penalty if someone says that M word?
You got to do 10 push-ups.
I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm sure you can do 10 push-ups.
I don't know. You know, I would bet on Dom there. I got faith in my boy. And that's our show for this week and for this season. We hope you enjoyed watching Game Time as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. For all of us here at Game Time, thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy the game.
Game Time with Urban Meyer is brought to you by Lifeline of Ohio, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, and the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and Richard J. Solove Research Institute. Cancer-free world, presented by 10 TV and the James.
The James Cancer Hospital and Solove Research Institute, the world's most advanced cancer hospital, is designed specifically to prevent, detect, treat, and cure your cancer. I'm here in the lobby of this state-of-the-art facility where the community is getting its first glimpse inside this truly 21st century hospital. What is your reaction just to all of this?
Well, I think it's the best place in the world to come if you got cancer.
What do you think this kind of 21st century hospital will mean to the community?
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, I don't know if they'll can ever cure it, or they got to find out what's causing it. And there's so many different kinds, and they've come a long ways, because it wasn't too many years ago they wouldn't have had no hopes for me. I asked the doctor when she told me. And I said, what happened if I go home? She said, you won't live 6 weeks.
How long ago was that?
I've been in remission 2 years and 5 months now. Yeah, if I wouldn't have come down here, I probably wouldn't be here.
You can learn more at go.osu.edu/newjames or by calling the James line.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
The following is an important paid program about Humana Medicare Advantage plans.
Welcome to Your Medicare, Your Decision, the program that guides you through the Medicare options available from Humana. There are many different